is a previous reads edition recommendation follow-up to book 12 of 100's I Know Where She Is. At the end of the review for book 12, I said, if you're looking for a thriller in these 100 books, check out this other one. And I did say it was much better, and I recommended it much more. But story-wise, plot-wise, content-wise, they're quite different. And so if this book intrigued you, then I'm gonna another one that I would recommend instead. So just as a refresher, in case you didn't watch the previous video, to let you know what this book is about, I'm just gonna read the back really quickly. 10 years ago, Francine's world was destroyed when her daughter was taken. Now, on the anniversary of the abduction, Francine receives an anonymous note containing just 5 words. I know where she is. What Francine learns next will horrify her. She will discover danger in the most unexpected places. She will do things she never imagined, and she will stop at nothing to uncover the truth. So this book tells the story of Francine, whose daughter disappeared 10 years ago, and her journey to find her daughter. It does touch on a lot of elements of what it would be like to lose a child, to have a child go missing. So grief and guilt and divorce, and how tragedies impact families, and how it drastically differs how people react in situations like this. I didn't like this book, though, which you'll know if you read the last review. I didn't find it gripping or engaging. I didn't think the characters were well developed. The story seemed too grand and unbelievable and conspiratorial, and there were some jarring descriptions in the book that seemed out of place. So that was the general review of this book. But if you are looking for a book that is similar to this, so also deals with the idea of the loss of a child or a child going missing, and how people grapple with that, and a thrill ride in the search for finding answers and dealing with that situation, then I've got a much better recommendation for you. So, my recommendation is pick this up instead. This is Where the Missing Go by Emma Rowley. This book is so much better. I picked this up. Actually, I may have been gifted this, or re-gifted it back. I think I gave it to someone for Christmas, and then they said, "Did you read this book already?" And I said no, and so then they sent it back to me so I could read it. And I'm glad they did, because it was good. So I will read this one on the back as well. The missing don't always want to be found. Kate Harlow recognizes this painful truth, even as she keeps searching for her daughter, Sophie, who disappeared 2 years ago. The police have stopped investigating. After all, Sophie has sent postcards home insisting that she's fine. To fill the space in her increasingly empty days, Kate volunteers at Message in a Bottle, where runaways can leave messages for loved ones, no questions asked. Then, one evening, a call comes in from a voice Kate instinctively recognizes, even through bursts of static and beyond the sudden dial tone that breaks their connection. Those closest to Kate worry she's cracking under her grief, imagining that it was Sophie, but Kate knows that it was her daughter on the phone, and that a stranger has been inside her house, watching her. Sophie is out there, and Kate has to find her, even if someone will try anything to stop her. So, even the back description of this book immediately grips you in a much more significant way than that one. And the plot of this, the story of this, is so much more believable and engaging, and it grabs you. You know, you're in this story and you're wondering, where is her daughter? What is happening to her? You're asking all of the questions. Who is it? Who is it? And you're trying to guess. And that's what you want from a thriller. You want to be on the edge of your seat, asking the questions, waiting for the answer. You know, you just keep reading because you can't wait to find out. And this book fulfills what you expect from a thriller where this book fails. I would say all of the critiques I had of this book don't exist in this one. And now that could be a little bit of an overstatement because it has been quite a while since I read this book. I did read it last summer. I actually read it one day. I was at a laundromat doing laundry, and I got through quite a lot of it while I was waiting for my laundry to finish. But anyways, this book is just so much better than this one. So if you're looking for a thriller that touches on subjects of child disappearance, even though when the child disappears in this book, they're quite a significant bit older than the child in I Know Where She Is. The child I Know Where She is a child. This is a teenager, but still, it hits all of the same themes: how people deal with grief and guilt and loss, and how events like this really fracture families and people and change them in irreparable ways, and how different people respond to tragedy in different ways. Some people get lost, and some people are driven in a way that makes them seize life more, and how society views people who have experienced loss, and the preconceptions we might have about people who have experienced loss in situations like this, and really makes us reevaluate what we know and what we think we know, or how we might think about someone who has gone through an experience like this, and how maybe better to listen to them and help them cope. I don't know. I've never personally encountered someone who has gone through a situation like this, but I think that reading stories really helps you have empathy for people, and so it's a good side effect of something you're just reading for enjoyment and a journey. So yeah, I'm gonna say if you're looking for a thriller of this nature, choose this, not this. Again, I feel so bad about this book. Giving it a negative review, but I just think there are much better reads for you to invest your time in. If you still want to read that one, you can. I mean, it's not very long, so it's not that big of an investment, but I would say this one is much more well written and engaging and more of a thrill ride and just a better overall experience. So I hope that tells you if you might want to read this book. I do recommend it. I would say, in comparison's sake, I am about to release another previous reads thriller that I also read last year. That is one of the best books that I've read in a long time. So if you like thrillers, definitely look for that review. It's The Whisper Man